I'm hitting record. What were you saying?
I don't even know. The Portland Frank merchandise was taken over.
Yeah.
This is literally
What's
sitting here on my chair.
I
Not even
texted I texted Polly this morning. I was like, "Yo, I'm going live with Dustin tonight. I'm wearing the hot dog hat."
hot dog hat.
Yo, what's your beef? No pun intended. What's your beef with the hot dog hat?
I'm not. Why did he say there was something?
And he's like, "You don't, he's like one person in the world doesn't like this hat or this logo." I said, "Who's that?"
I, I didn't say the logo. I also said the name of the band.
You also hate Portland Frank? Is that what you hate him so much you decided to have a show with him?
That's not true. Paulie's my best dude.
I know. Polly's the man.
But
But
what's
we're not
up?
we're not here to talk about Polly
No, man.
or
He doesn't.
Portland Frank.
He's not getting no free advertisement from me.
Dude, it's been the funniest thing is I'm trying to find when you were on last because when you have this whole thing going on, you're dropping a new record. You're like, "Hey man, you want to sit down and talk?" I said, "Absolutely." But in the back of my head, I'm like, I feel like I just talked to you. And I try not to repeat guests. And out of this will be episode 134. And out of all of them, I've only repeated like two or three guests, and you're one of those repeats, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think the last time I was on was definitely longer than.
It was so long ago.
It seems pretty long ago, dude.
When I went back and looked,
Oh, what did it say?
uh, what did I tell you? I can't find it. Okay. Episode 34. Holy shit. So
Wow. Did you
that's
get good at this yet?
no, not at all. I don't know why people come and talk to me. I have no idea. But this is crazy.
Wow.
It's gonna be
Wow. That makes
100
sense.
episodes later.
Thank you for having me back as being a repeat customer. I appreciate that.
It's gonna be wild because it's gonna be 100 episodes, right? And that
Mm-hmm.
released April 29th of 2021. Today is April 11th. So, I
Hello.
mean, that was probably recorded, middle of April 2 years
Right.
ago. So we're like, this is weird.
Cool. It's
But
cool.
Dustin Douglas of Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentleman, the Dustin Douglas in Dustin Douglas in
All
the
right.
Electric Gentleman. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. I am gearing up for this record to come out in like 3 days, 2 days. So it's been pretty crazy around here. But things are great, man. Things are really good. Yeah,
So when does the album come out? 4/14, right?
yeah. Friday the 14th.
Okay, so this will most likely air after this album is released. It'll be next week.
Okay, good to
But
know.
yeah, but that's okay. That's okay.
No, there's lots of stuff
Lots
to
of stuff.
talk
I
about.
mean, yeah. So I mean, I feel like you are probably the hardest working musician in any PA. If it's not with the band, it's doing solo gigs. But like, let's real quick, we'll do a thing here. Album released this Friday. When this comes out, it'll be last Friday. But go check it out, streaming everywhere right now. But you got singles coming out, you got albums coming out, you have a beer coming out, you've got a show for the coveted party on the patio. You did a Tiny Desk submission. You did a video for some of these releases. You know, where do you find the time? You're married.
It's
You have a full
it's
time job.
it's terrible. Um, no, no, no. Yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, fortunately, the day thing. It's not super full time anymore. So the music is kind of taken over a little bit. So, um, which you know, careful what you wish for because it might come true.
Well, it's
And
probably your
it's
goal,
all.
right? You don't hustle as hard as you have been to,
Oh
not.
man, it's right. Exactly. I mean, it's pretty full time anymore. Which is the way I want it. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of great things, man. A lot of shows, a lot of video, like you said, videos, and there's still a lot more stuff coming too that I can't really talk about too, like
Okay.
some cool collaborations. And I mean, so it's all happening, man. I mean, we've been working hard for a couple of years to ramp this all up. So, um, yeah,
Yeah,
man, I'm
this will
excited.
be
It's finally here.
yeah. So Black Leather Blues. This will be what, the fourth or fifth album by you guys?
So it's actually like the third full length album for the Electric Gentleman.
Okay.
I had the solo record, and then we did like an EP of blues covers.
Okay.
Which we're gonna do another one of those in the near future. So it'll be blues too. So yeah, man, I mean, it's I'm really happy with the record. Um, it came out great. And it was a long process, but it's here now, man.
Yeah, I mean, I had the pleasure
Here.
of listening to it prior to this conversation, and I think I told you last time when you were releasing a new song with a video, like that was kind of like, better than anything prior. And I feel like this is better than anything prior to this. Which I guess it makes sense, right? I mean, you're a growing, maturing musician. You guys have, obviously played a ton of shows together as a unit. I mean, you guys have been together for a long time, and it's the same three guys in the band.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's nothing new, but it's definitely some of the, I think, the best stuff that you've done.
Well, thank you. I mean, that means the world. I mean, I think we kind of feel the same way. Um, I mean, that's all we could hope for. I think is kind of just keep getting better and better. I mean, some bands that we love, we can't say that about. you know, people release new records, and you're like, all right, well, that's cool, but it's not. So, yeah, man, I hope it continues to be like that as long as until the well dries up. You know.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what we can talk about. You're fresh off of opening up for the Badleys, which I was at the show. Great show.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's kind of funny. There was a joke made that people who know you and know the Badleys would know that you were actually in the Badleys at one point. I forget what the joke was, but it was funny to be in the crowd and hear that. So a great show that night. Was a I mean, not a sold out show, but it was a packed house for sure.
And it had to be close. I mean,
Yeah.
it had to be really close, which is great. I mean, it's a pretty decent sized room. So for it was fun, man. We all had a really good time. I couldn't have gone any better. It's always great to see those guys, and as you can imagine, they're some of my best friends in the world. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, dude, it's sometimes ridiculous what you get paid to do. It's great.
All right, well, so fast forward and past that, we got the new record coming out. You dropped the lead single, I guess you could say, off that album. Why would you say such a thing? Accompanied by
Yeah.
the music video. Talk a little bit about that. I know you went back with Jonathan Edwards, right?
Yeah, I mean, all that video process was super cool. And you know, then the change video, which comes out tomorrow, but this will
Last
be in
week.
the
Yeah.
past. Yeah, so that's also Jonathan Edwards production. So we have a nice streak going. And Jonathan's just great to work with, and we work together really well, and we do things rather quickly and efficiently. And um, yeah, man, that's a relationship that I'm really happy to have.
Cool. And I think you guys also worked with him on a submission for the Tiny Desk series.
We did, and that came out super cool. Um, yeah, that it sounds really good, and we recorded it live. Um, and it sounds really good. It looks really cool, and I mean, it didn't really take that long, or there wasn't too much effort, so it's cool. It's fun.
Now, do you know where you stand with that? Like, have you?
I don't believe. I mean, I think the contest itself is over, but I'm really bad when it comes to contests. So, you know, if you win, you win. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, man, I've been doing it too long to get stressed out about it.
A for effort, right?
Yeah, man, it was fun, and it's yeah, just glad to be part of the club. I love
You,
those Tiny Desk concerts. So
yeah, I mean, you can't win if you don't try,
very true,
right? You
very
miss
true.
100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, Dustin Douglas.
Michael. I love it.
And
They get
I
that
saw
tattooed.
and I saw the announcement. Party on the patio was just announced. When this comes out, it'll be a week or two ago. Huge favorite event here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Um, People love that party on the patio. I think it's even more weeks than it was last year, and you guys will be doing a tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan and
And Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, yeah. So we've done that a few times in the past, and it's a blast for us, and people really dig it. And yeah, I mean I mean, you laugh, but like the party, it's crazy. Party people lose their minds for that thing.
Yeah, I'm not
You
laughing.
know,
I mean,
people get crazy. I know,
I'm
no, but I'm with you, man. It's just like it's to which all things are now compared.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
like,
like it's like if you play party on the patio, you've made it.
and it's like it's wild, man. I mean, and what's cool is that it's usually, these really professional touring tribute bands, and this, we kind of do this tribute. We've done it a few times just because we wanted to, and it was fun, and it was successful. But yeah, I gotta thank the casino and Jen and Mindy there for kind of sticking their neck out and doing something a little different and local to the area. And so yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it was probably the most shared piece of news on the internet that day that was announced.
Right? I mean, it's good. Yeah, I mean, I'd say you couldn't pay for that publicity, but you could.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about publicity too. I mean, I feel like, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, but you have a new publicist.
We do. We got a nice
Um,
new team. We got a nice new team around us. We also signed an independent, like an indie deal with a record company called MoMojo Records. Um, so yeah, that kind of stuff happened too behind the scenes. So we got a great team around this whole thing. And I mean, it takes an army, man. I mean, um, it's gotten good. So it's like I can't really just do this myself anymore.
yeah. Well, it's cool when I got the submission sent over via is it Schroeder Road Rondon organization is the
Yeah, SRO for
SRO
short.
is the easiest way to say it, right? So I
Yeah,
worked
yeah.
with I think she's like the vice president now, Kelly Walsh, on
Okay.
she's hooked me up with some different artists throughout my time doing this. And when I saw that come over, I'm like, holy shit, that's pretty neat that
You're like, I know these. Wait, I know these guys.
yeah, the Black Moods are
Black
working with
Moods.
them,
Yeah,
which are a great band. Um
yeah. It's super cool for me because it was like kind of like full. I mean, when you've been doing it for a while, you don't really get too excited about much anymore. But they also like represent like Joe Perry from Aerosmith, and like he was kind of like my idol growing up. So I
yeah,
was
so
like,
big names.
hold up, that's kind of cool. It's like 1 degree of separation.
Yeah, so
So
how did that kind of happen?
um, it happened very organically. I mean, there's just a lot of people here behind the scenes that are kind of behind it because they believe in it, and want to be. It's not um like because nobody's really getting rich off anything right now in this stage of the game, so it's like everybody here is because they truly believe in it, and that's a great place to be, man. It's like so it just happened. What's great is like the one thing I could say is that if you can't take no or rejection as a rejection because it just opens another door that's greater. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
whether that comes from management or publicist or yeah, you end up where you're supposed to end up for sure.
Sure.
I truly believe that.
I
Where
think you're right. I think you're right.
uh,
I've
yeah,
tried to, I've tried to live by that code, I guess you could say, as well,
and it's hard. It's easier said than done. Trust me.
Hmm.
I think we both know that, but Yeah, I think that's getting older and we're getting a little wiser, John. At least I
Maybe,
hope so. I hope
maybe.
so.
I'll never forget your 21st birthday. Was it your birthday or was it Jamie's?
I, it was my
Yeah,
birthday.
that's good times.
Oh man,
We've
forever
known each
ago,
other for a
dude.
long, long time.
It's crazy to think that was only 6 years ago, right?
I think I first met you.
Hey,
It
it was like
was
a
probably
house
20.
party, right,
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
20 years ago. I think it was 2004. It had been
That's cool.
before, and maybe I don't know. I forget. But yeah, it's been a long time. So it's kind of interesting that I've been part of your life, in some retrospect for that long. I mean,
Well, that's what's great about doing these records, these like these press cycles things, because like you do end up, you start like you talk to the people that have been there since like really early, and you're like, wow, man. Well, you're like, I'm super thankful and grateful for you and people like that. But it's like, and then you're like, man, I've been doing this forever. But it is cool to see people that have seen it when it was like in corner bars or roller skating rinks or wherever the hell we played, man. I played everywhere, you know, everywhere. Crazy tiny bar, and you've seen them all.
yeah, man.
Dude, it's super cool. Yeah, yeah.
I wish
So
I
I
was
mean,
better. I was better prepared. I actually have a photo.
oh yeah,
Uh, yeah, I'm ill prepared, but the photo of lemon jelly back in the day.
sick. Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
think you've seen it before. I think I've sent it to you a couple times. Just
Yeah,
pops up.
buddy. That's when you need like a graphic to just pop up
You know, I
on the
need to
screen.
like learn how to better utilize the technology.
I'm not
I,
really a tech guy, so
I'm
I mean,
not.
I'm with you, dude.
Dude, I'm
I'm
so
not.
bad. I'm so bad. Like,
And when it comes to all my gear, like I'm pretty meat and potatoes. You know what I mean? It's just like good guitar through a good amp, and
right.
it's gonna sound good, right? It doesn't.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, I should be cutting this up into clips and putting it on Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and
well, dude. There's
uh,
always time. I mean, you can't
TikTok.
listen.
Yeah, I mean, it just I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time.
Well,
Like,
that's the thing. It's like this. That could. I mean, it could become a full time job, dude. That does become. But also, like all the podcasts we watch, man. They have producers and stuff doing all that shit. So,
yeah, it's just me.
yep.
I
I,
shouldn't say that. I have
I,
Ionic development helps out a little bit.
awesome.
Makes me sound and my guests sound better than just coming through a computer. But so shout out to Justin and his team. But yeah, I
Shout
mean,
out.
yeah, it's it's been a long time. It'll be 2.5 years soon doing this, and I haven't done anything like
Congratulations, man. That's cool.
I haven't done anything like to make it better. And I feel, I mean, I'm doing this to as a platform for guests to talk about what they've got going on. So it's like I should make an effort to make it better, so that way it's better for the guests. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Absolutely.
20 years from now when I'm 60.
doing my greatest my
Yeah.
you and me will be like just
We're still doing this?
beat up.
We're still
Like
doing this?
this is episode
Yeah.
4060.
That'd be
My next
something.
my next guest just turned 90.
Yeah. Yeah. People still want to
Now
talk to me. It's amazing.
let's look forward to it.
Yeah, man.
I'll be here if
Um,
you are.
let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope, God willing. So, um, some more, part of the festivities. You partnered with a local brew pub, Benny Brewing Company in
Yes.
we'll call it, they say Nanacoke, they say Wilkes-Barre, they say Hanover Township. Google it, you'll find it. But how did that kind of happen? I mean, you're releasing a beer, Black Leather Blues, the German style Kolsch ale. Um, talk about the process behind that, how it came to be, and um, yeah,
Yeah, I mean I didn't want to do the same stuff for when the record came out. You know what I mean? You have to do promotion, you have to do things, and it happens with every record. But I wanted to do some different things, and this is one of a few different things. We have We have another collab coming out with like Duval leather. We're doing like tats. He did a bunch of cool leather, patched hats, and that'll be a Duval leather and Dustin Douglas collaboration. There's some other cool things coming as well. But man, it just can't. Like a light bulb just went off. I was like, man, I'm gonna ask Benny. I'm just gonna ask him again. If like you don't ask, then it's impossible. It may not. It will definitely never happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he was pumped about it, and I was like, man. And then it just was like it just became so easy, and my graphic designer and one of my best friends, and him very well, and my wife's cousin Dave Fisk, came up with the logo and the label for the beer, and the logo, but yeah, man, and now it's gonna be out. It's crazy. It's just like I love when ideas just turn into something real, man.
Yeah. Well, you're very
Yeah,
nonchalant about it all. It's like, yeah, I asked Benny, and he's like, yeah, and I talked to Nick Duvall at Duvall Leather, and he's doing a patch on a hat, and
Well, let me tell you though, it's like it's definitely nice to have all these talented people to call your friends.
Mhm.
Whether it's Tyler at Axelrad, shout out to Tyler designing cool shirts for us and stuff. Like, man, I just like I'm surrounded with all these. So for me, it's like, man, I just want everybody to be involved in this because this is awesome. It's like let's all just be artistic and do our thing, and so that's where I'm at. But the beer thing is cool, and it's going to be for sale. Well, it's already for sale because the beer thing was on the 16th.
All right, so we're gonna miss that too. Damn it.
Yeah.
Poor planning on my part.
It's all good. No, man, there's only so many hours in the day. It's all good. But I mean, the one thing that is in the future is the Jazz Cafe show, which is the official release party, and
right.
Parlor and Astrology Days and are presenting it, and then the beer is going to be at the Jazz Cafe.
Right.
I believe on tap and cans. The beer is also going to be at the Cobbler, in Wilkes-Barre, which is a secret place.
That's a great place.
Shouldn't even say anything about it.
What's that?
I shouldn't even say anything about it.
No, you can't. Doesn't exist.
About what doesn't?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
For the first rule of Fight Club.
You're blowing it, dude. Well, I mean, so it's kind of neat, right? Like the fact, I mean, you're adding all these pieces, and it's tough because there's so much out there. There's so much music. There's a million or 2 million podcasts, and there's how many different bands and how much music's out there, and it's really hard to like make yourself stand out, right? So it's really cool to see you kind of take these pieces and kind of put them all together and use them to your advantage. And not maybe that's the wrong term, not use to your advantage, but maybe
right.
But
yeah, but I mean, it's just like it to make. I know what you're saying. Like it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm not like let's use my friends to
dance
but it's
puppet,
not.
yeah.
It's just like man, you do cool shit. Like let's do cool shit together.
Right.
Am I allowed to curse on? I don't know.
Absolutely, it's the internet. No one cares.
Oh, all right.
And I have 5 listeners, so it's okay.
Fuck yeah to those 5 listeners. No, it's really cool. I have, like I said, there's so many people. It's a serious team, man.
Right.
It's great.
But what I think I'm getting at is the fact that like, I think an up and coming band, they might utilize like social media and maybe video production like as their like anchor. They're like they're what they're using the most of. Like, and I think from an old school perspective that you've been at at it for such a long time now, and you've been parts of like CD release parties, which we'll get to yours.
Did you just call me old, but just added the word school after?
Yeah, I sure did. We just got done saying it. I've known you for 20 years. If I've known you for 20 years, I'm 40. Do the math.
As you were.
Yeah. But like no, like you've been a part of that scene and you've been around, other talented musicians who, older than you, who I'm sure you've gained, a lot of knowledge from and just, things you picked up along the way. But like you kind of took all these things and made it an event and made it something cool. And I don't think that I've seen, especially on, you know, the NAPA level, someone do that like you're doing, right? Like, I mean, you're definitely making some noise here.
Yeah, I mean, and God, God loves any younger band trying to navigate any of this
Right.
because I mean, it is just Instagram and just the socials alone is a full time job.
Hmm.
There are people that get paid a lot of money to be social media managers, man, and like to do that and then to, you know, get your band known and then also try to make some money doing it and then you're not making that much money doing that, so you're definitely gonna have to work another job and then trying to do that and then updating the website and then also trying to be clever but then also trying to write great songs and
Right.
be great live and then rehearse and then it and then look good on stage and then it's crazy. I
It's a
mean,
lot.
it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot for me and people at this level and people above this level. And I mean, it's weird at times. It's almost like the music and the image has to be that's unspoken. Like if that's got to be good from the get go. There's
Hmm.
no developing that. But I'm at the point now in the same thing where I've been because I'm so old and I've been I've been doing this, I've
Old
been doing
school.
this, I've been doing this for a while. I just want to have fun doing it too. Like
Right.
this shit's fun for me. Like having a barbecue and beer thing last Sunday. Like, man, what? We've never done that before. Let's do that. You know, do an acoustic performance and drink our own beer. That's kind of cool. Something different. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to keep it interesting and then that's it starts with me not getting bored.
Right.
And I think it's fun for everybody then.
Social media is such a powerful tool, though. I was in Boston for St. Patty's Day weekend, like I do every year.
Yes, yes.
And I'll tell you what, man, I pulled into town. I I I just got off the bus, put the luggage in the hotel room, opened my phone up to kind of see like, make some plans for what we're doing. And I get an ad served to me. I can't remember if it was from Blue October's page or if it was no, it had to be Blue October. An ad served, see Blue October this weekend in Boston. And I'm like, no shit. So I clicked. I'm like, I wonder where it is. So I clicked it. They're at the I think it was the Orpheum.
Yeah,
Um, so I clicked on that to see how far from the hotel. It was a 10-minute walk, and I bought tickets. That quick. Like,
that's awesome.
I mean, that's amazing. And I never would have been served that ad if I wasn't in Boston, right? Like, it just that's how powerful of a tool it is. So obviously, like, I mean, it's a good thing to have. I'm not shitting on social media and young bands
That's a
utilizing.
bit that's a bit spy though, right?
Not, no, man, you gave them the access. You told them to
This
yep,
is a
follow
slippery
you,
slope. This is a slippery slope to know where you're at.
track you, follow you, steal all your
Oh
data.
man.
You don't care. You signed it off. You just hit the button, accept terms.
But listen, man, if that means me knowing what concerts are in town when I'm in some town, I'm all about
Right, right.
it.
But no, I just thought it's just it's kind of crazy.
That's
I
cool.
mean,
No, there. I mean, obviously, I mean, as well as I do. There's ways to win at it, and there's if you just put up a post and hope a bunch of people see it, it's probably not going to happen due to algorithms and there is a science behind it.
back in the day, it did. They just gave it to us for
Yeah.
free. Everyone saw everything, and then they're like, little by little, they just pulled it away. Like, nope, you gotta pay for this now. You gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for it.
Uh huh.
Yep.
Yeah, man. You know, if you're not verified, you don't got to worry about not being verified.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like Zuckerberg is more powerful than the fucking president of the US.
um, it's all just money, man. You know what I mean? It's all money, buddy.
I just that's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a club that I'm not in.
No. Same. Same. But
I have to get there, I guess. So
you said, outside of all the things, you have to have good music. And I wanted to talk about a few of the songs.
yeah,
Um,
I would love to.
there's a song called Good Love. And I feel like that has like a bit of the Who vibe to it.
Oh, that's cool.
You didn't get that?
All right, dude. I'm so burnt out on these.
You
No. It's funny, man. That's I see. I love when people say things like that because I never once thought that.
no?
No, but that's super cool. See how music is just like totally subjective and personal and like I mean it's definitely got an AC/DC thing going on,
Yeah.
that intro. I like that song a lot. In retrospect, I wish it was a little bit shorter so we could have released it as a single, but it's kind of
Right.
long. It's kind of long, but that's fine because then it's gonna be, I'm gonna play that. We're gonna play that. Playing that live's fun.
Hmm.
Um, I like that one, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that was the first one you asked about because yeah, I think that song's pretty cool. The Who, that's awesome. What about it makes you think about the Who?
Specifically the song. Oh man.
You know
Oh,
what I think it is? I probably know what it is. I mean, I'm not going to answer for you, but I think there's just some like big power chord type things that happen when it comes in, which are it's very like Pete Townsend town.
yeah, well, specifically the song "Won't Get Fooled Again."
Yeah, yeah, which is great because that's like my favorite Who song because it's so. That's like
It-
one of the best rock and roll screams of all time at the end of
oh, there you go. Yeah, for
it.
sure.
I'll take
C
it. I'll take
CSI, little CSI action.
it.
Um, yeah, I heard that song and I'm like immediately I'm like that's got some of the
super,
Who in
super
it.
cool.
It's funny too, because like I always say this. I think every time I talk to a musician and we talk about new music and new albums, and I always say I hate doing this, but I'm going to do it anyways. And it's saying like, oh, this song sounds like, or this album sounds like, insert band name here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get myself in trouble. So sometimes it's like you say it, and it's like, what if the artist hates that band? And it's like, oh wow, like I just made a record that sounds like Justin Bieber. Fuck, like that's terrible. I hate Justin Bieber. But I knew
Yeah,
with
but
the
you're not going to say that to me about my, you know what I mean?
no,
You're not
I,
going to, it's going to, so like as long as you're kind of playing it safe,
well, I knew that the Who would never be disrespectful to anybody. Like you would,
I would hope not.
right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I was just talking to the guys in the Holtzman Effect, and that'll come out, and one of their songs sounds like Theory of a Dead Man,
Okay.
um, which some people love, some people hate,
Mm-hmm.
and it's one of those bands that like, if you're a musician, maybe you hate that band, and I just said like you sound like that band, and now they're like fuck, like I hate that band. Our songs sound like that band. I quit. Like, but I knew I was safe with the Who. So moving on,
Cool.
moving
Yeah.
on,
Next one.
moving on. Gonna take this train.
Yeah.
Is that the first song you've cursed in on an album?
It's funny you said that because I was, it is, I think. I think it's the first time I dropped the curse.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like that. Like I'm listening to it. I'm
And,
like, ooh,
and
Dustin's
then I
not a
looked,
cursor.
well, we both know that's not true, but
Well, I mean, it's your
in
your
the
music
song,
isn't your music isn't written with like that kind of
my whole
language.
my whole thing with it is like sometimes you hear it in a song and you're like, man, that's really contrived and kind of not it doesn't work there.
Right.
But in that song, it just kind of works, and that's just kind of what came out, and that's what it said, and it was very natural. So it wasn't like, but it gave us that one time gave us an explicit thing on the on like iTunes and Spotify. It's got the E by it. Just
Yeah.
that one, whatever.
I mean, yeah,
Fuck
it didn't sound forced. It didn't sound like, I'm not saying that, but when I was listening, I was like, wow.
That's funny that you picked up on that, man.
Yeah.
Because I thought, believe me, I think about that shit. Should I change the word? And then it's like, but it's like, I'm not censoring myself anymore. Like, screw that, dude.
Right.
Whatever.
Sometimes it
If you're
needs to be
offended,
said.
if you're offended by that,
The show's not for you.
it's just like, I don't know if the world is at this point. Shit.
Another song,
Honestly.
barely holding on. I mean,
Yes.
that's got a great sing along chorus and lighters in the air type of feel to it too.
Yeah. Who does it remind you of?
I don't have a
No?
relative.
Nobody?
No. Who are you going for?
No, I was just curious.
No, nothing spoke to me.
Because I was going to say that I really, really hate that band.
What did you do?
I was going to say that I really hate that band, whoever you said.
I ruined it.
No, I like that one. It's funny. I went into this record being like, you know what, we're not going to have any like slower. I just want it to be all kind of tough. But like, Change, the latest single, I just wrote that intro on an acoustic guitar. I just like strummed those 3 chords, and I was like, shit, man, this is really good. I don't know what it is about this. And that's probably one of my favorite songs that I ever wrote.
Which one's that? Change?
Change, yeah. So I mean, I don't. Maybe in the past I was like, oh, there has to be a slower kind of thing on it. And this time I was like, man, if it happens, it happens. And it happens. And barely holding on is kind of a little lower tempo, but I like that. I kind of just go off on the end, kind of just playing. Yeah, that's cool. And I like your choices.
Yeah, those were some of the ones that really kind of,
stuck out.
Made me perk up a bit. And
Cool.
And also, yeah, like you said, like, barely holding on and Change was definitely a different pace for you guys. And then even this record, I feel like is more rock than rock and blues, which is cool.
More like, instead of blues rock, it's more like rock blues.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's going to happen. I think it's going to I think the more, these records we make, it's like, it's always going to be influenced by the blues, but I love rock and roll music, man. I think that's kind of what I love. It's like certain days I play riffs a little more bluesier, and then some days I play a little more rock. So maybe sometimes I'll put out a blues rock record, and sometimes I'll put out a rock blues record,
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. As long, it's all gonna be heavy and loud and guitar,
Yeah, I mean that there's one song, it's escaping right now. Broken, I guess it was, right? Broken.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Real chunky guitars. That's a really punch in the face kind of.
Yeah, that's a fun one, man.
Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, again, like I said before, it's definitely a collection of songs that is just definitely you're progressing. You're as a musician and as a unit, and it's great to see. Great to hear.
Thank you, John. I appreciate you.
For what that's worth. That. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's worth everything, buddy.
So let's talk real quick about the album release, the CD release. The CD, what you called it, a CD performance. CD
release performance.
Yeah, River Street Jazz Cafe, Friday the 21st.
I thought you were going to elaborate on why it's called a CD release performance.
We'll get there. The date's important.
22nd.
22nd, April 22nd.
April 22nd. Parlor, Root Beer, and Astrology Days presents Aaron Fink, one of my best friends, is is going to open up the show with his band. And then we're gonna play. You know, we're gonna play every song off the new record for sure, and a bunch of other ones.
Yeah, so that's
It's gonna be a blast.
River Street
Big night,
Jazz Cafe, Plains, Pennsylvania. Tickets on
Saturday,
sale
April
now.
22nd.
Yes.
Yeah, yes they are.
CD release performance. Is there
Yeah,
a is there a what is it? What is that?
we just didn't want to call it a CD release party.
No party. Nope, it's not a party. It's a
I mean,
performance.
it's sure it's a
It's gonna be
party.
a party. I mean, there's gonna be black leather blues, beer flowing.
Beer,
It's gonna be a party.
black leather all over the place.
Yeah.
Sick. Root
Maybe
beer.
maybe you'll have
Root beer. There's gonna be root beer and
Are you still rocking the deep V's? Will we see some nipple?
will I see some nipple, did you say?
Yeah, because you're infamous for deep V
Oh, I don't do
shirts.
the DV. I tell you that. I think I don't do the DVs much anymore.
Let's talk about that.
Um,
I
I'm,
feel like you're not taking the band in a different direction, but you're definitely like I feel like you're what's the word I want to use? You're not morphine. It's just like it's just a different vibe. You know, you're hiding the nipple. You know, we're not gonna free the nipple anymore. We're gonna hide the nipple.
I just felt I feel like it might be time to hide. Oh man, I don't know.
I mean, I talk out of jealousy
Man, I
here.
don't know. I mean, is there? I guess we got to hear what the people want. You know, I don't know. I know
Nipple,
that
nipple, nipple,
I just don't do
nipple.
many DVs. They're not in fashion anymore either. You know what I mean?
You are a fashionable guy. You know, you got to
People
keep
need to
up with the
pay.
trends.
You got to pay attention to what kind of neck is in. You know.
You got to keep up with the trends. I think last time we talked, you kind of alluded to the fact that you
That's
dress the
funny.
gentleman too, or at least you have in the
Uh,
past.
yeah. I mean, I mean, they dress. They're not babies.
I,
They dress. They dress themselves.
I know.
They're capable. No, no. I mean, no. I mean, at this point, it's like we just like we all kind of wear just what we wear, but it's you know, I just like that part of rock and roll, man.
Hell
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Looking
you,
cool and
it's all part of it.
yeah, it's all part of it.
It's
It's all
fun.
part of that old. It's all part of that old school thing.
You called yourself old that time.
I said old school
Well, I
with a
said too,
K.
and you
That's
called me out.
K.
Oh man,
That's great.
yeah. I lots going on, man.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Yeah, the release party is going to be really fun. Um, you know, let me know if you want to go. I'd love to have you there.
I would love to be there. I kind of I used up all my nights out. I don't I
Got
uh
got it. I
I did
understand.
back yeah, I did back to back weekends. I did Boston Friday through Sunday. Um and then the following week I did so I came back Sunday night, so I was home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I jumped in a car and drove to Atlantic City for work from Thursday to Saturday.
Hmm.
And for those of you who don't know, she just turned 9 months today, but at the time she was,
Oh,
8 months. So it's a challenge when I have two children. One's good, he's 5 and he's pretty self-sufficient to a degree. Um, but the baby doesn't sleep through the night yet. So she was on her we take turns getting up with the baby, and she did it solo for those few nights when I was away. So props to her, and she'll never. I don't think she'll ever know how much I appreciate that. But yeah.
well,
So
shout out to the wife.
yeah,
Um,
well, but like,
Also, that was the craziest, longest excuse I've ever heard for someone not coming to the show.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going out all night.
No. I'll, you can tell her I'll drive you home if you
Oh,
can
I'm not
hop
worried
in
about
the.
that. It's Uber. It's Uber. She might even, I mean, yeah, I'll be home like, yeah. I mean, I'll try to sneak out. Yeah,
Yeah, bring the wife too. She's allowed to come.
yeah. I know,
Let's
of course,
leave.
of course. It's finding babysitters.
True, it's
you
true,
know,
man. It's true. Um,
that's a challenge.
I believe it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I could probably sneak out for a
Well,
couple hours.
I'd love for you to be there.
I would love to be there too.
Yes,
It's
sir.
probably be a who's who of NEPA too, because like you
No.
said before, you have a lot of support. I see your dad a lot.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if he tells you that or not.
Is it at Shields, perhaps, or
Close.
is
Turkey
it?
Hill.
It's Turkey.
Yeah.
Right. I knew it had to be one of the two. That's the spot right there.
Yeah. Yeah. We do a nod. We
Awesome.
acknowledge each other with a nod and we're on our way.
He's the best.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, you have a lot of support. I mean, like I said, you have a great lineup with you guys and Aaron Fink, and
Yeah,
it's a
it's
reason to
another night.
celebrate.
It is. I'm really proud of it, and I'm always pumped when I have my friends around or playing with us, and yeah, dude, it's just this. It's. I mean, I think it's the first record where I just feel so like I'm just thankful to like be able to still do this and like to put out records and people still care and and to have such great friends that support it and do cool things with me, and it's a great place, man. I feel like I'm in a really good spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, After the CD release performance, what can we expect from you guys for the rest of the year that you can talk about?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing a lot. The 27th, we're at the Mock Chunk Opera House in Jim Thorpe, which is going to be a really cool show. Jim Thorpe's a really good town for us. So we'll be there if you want to come and see the show again or see it for the first time. And then we got a pretty stacked summer, man. You know, working our way up to the big party on the patio in September. But before that, I mean, there's festivals in Philly, or in Philadelphia, Georgia, and I mean there's a lot of stuff brewing. So yeah, things are good. Things are good. But there's just head to DustinDouglasMusic.com to check out the dates and all that good stuff.
Cool. And Dustin Douglas on all social media.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll find you that way
all,
too.
all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm pumped for you. I'm pumped for the
Dude,
guys.
thank you so much, John, for having me, man.
Thanks
I really
for
appreciate it too.
including me in in your ventures. Like I said,
Yeah,
it's
man.
been 20 years, like I said, and it's good to be part of it, and thank you for always including me in,
Yeah,
my
dude.
little endeavor here with the Popko project and, you
Proud
know,
of you, man. It's awesome,
sweet. Well, dude,
my man.
I hope you have a show at the V Spot this weekend, right?
It was the 14th. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah.
But that's gonna be cool. Portland Frank, as much as I hate those guys.
The hot dog boy.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to. Yeah, I have to actually play a short set opening for uh, Vanilla Fudge down at the Opera House on Friday. Well, I did it on Friday.
yeah, you did it. It's already done. If you
Yeah,
missed the show at the V Spot, you missed it. It's over.
it went it went great, I guess.
Yes. Check out maybe Rich Howells from NEPA Scene will be on site that evening. You can probably go to his page and check out. He's always covering great shows at the V Spot and beyond. But
I hope
chances
so
are,
because he hasn't returned any of my calls, so I don't
Rich, how
know.
dare you?
I'm just saying.
He'll just
This is my
pop up.
platform to say, Rich, call me, brother.
He's like a
Call, email,
cockroach. He'll, like a cock-
email me, buddy.
he'll just come out of the woodwork. He'll put up his tripod and he'll
I'm
record
gonna
the
I'm
show.
gonna give I'm gonna give him hell.
Chances are, if I had to bet money, if he's in town and not doing something out of town, if he's in town, I would bet money that he will be at the show. So if you're watching and listening to that, at least go to NAPA Scene, their Facebook page. You might be able to see the set that Dustin did at the V Spot along with Portland Frank. But
Call me, Rich.
that's all in the past. We're looking forward to Friday. Or no, it's not Friday.
Saturday.
Saturday the 22nd.
Saturday.
Saturday the 22nd of April, River Street Jazz Cafe in Plains.
Yeah, man.
And then at that point, the album will be out, available streaming. I'm guessing you're gonna have CDs because it's a CD release performance.
Yeah, right. There will be CDs, and then in about a month or two, there we are going to re-release it on vinyl.
Vinyl, all right. I figured you would be.
Yeah, man. I mean, that'll be the first one for us, and it's yeah, we wanted, we kind of wanted to spread it out a little bit and do a kind of a second run with the vinyl. So
That's cool. That's sweet.
yeah,
And
buddy.
you'll have some great merch for sale too, from what I hear.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
may have been over the shoulder of the artist that is Tyler
Yeah,
Rice.
there's some good stuff coming, man. For
Yeah,
sure.
so merch for sale, that'd be sweet. But
Thank God I got Tyler and Dave, and because there'd
Yeah.
be like there'd be stick figure T-shirts.
dude, I'm with you.
John,
Same.
thanks, man.
Thank you, dude.
Stream the record, watch the videos. Yeah, man. We'll just
Come
keep going
to
on.
the show, April 22nd.
Come to the show. Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. We'll see you.
See you, buddy.